Devon Larratt is not ready to believe that Alijan Muratov has any chance against Vitaly Laletin whatsoever. Yes, he knows that Alijan has been showing dominance against the top guys. Yes, he knows that Alijan became a super heavyweight WAF world champion while weighing only 95 kilos. And yes, he also knows that Alijan's results have been absolutely amazing, especially his win against Artyom Morozov, who was the number 2 guy in the world. But Morozov, as per Devon, may have still been injured during the Alijan match. His left arm was not recovered, and that is what Devon Larratt believes. So is Devon making some excuses for Morozov's loss? Is he kind of downplaying Alijan's victory over the Terminator? Devon didn't talk about any technicalities at all. Like, he didn't talk about how no one has hooked Vitaly Laletin. He didn't talk about how Vitaly easily goes through Ivan Matyushenko's attempts to set a hook on him in practice polls and also in tournaments, and Ivan is almost as good as Alijan when it comes to setting a hook on someone. Devon just kept on saying that no matter how good Alijan is, he simply cannot see a 95 kg guy beating Vitaly Laletin and becoming the champion of the world, because Devon has the utmost respect for Vitaly. Before his own match against Vitaly, Devon said that Vitaly is probably the strongest left arm in the history of arm wrestling. And Devon's 4-0 recent loss against Vitaly on the left arm, it may have made Devon a little bit biased towards Vitaly. Since Devon lost to Vitaly, now Devon isn't ready to believe that there is anyone in this world who actually has a chance against the Russian. I'm not sure why Devon kept on saying Alijan is a 95 kilo guy, because as of now Alijan weighs almost 110. Last time he showed up at 108 kilos, obviously in clothes, but it is much bigger than 95 kilos. It would be like Devon saying about himself that he is a 110 kg guy, but he isn't. But Devon made one thing absolutely clear, and it was that if Alijan wins that match, he would have to reconsider some of his thoughts about arm wrestling. That would probably be the most shocking result that he has ever seen in his arm wrestling career. And let's hope it happens. I mean, I don't want Vitaly to lose, but seeing Alijan as the absolute champion of the world, first guy to hold 3 belts in 3 different categories, that would be something unheard of.
But I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine that a 90 kilo, 95 kilo guy is the number 1 dude. I can't imagine. Like, yeah, he's amazing, super impressive. But to be Vitaly is, I mean, that's the guy right now.
In Dexter Tan's recent Ask Me Anything show, Robert Baxter also joined. And Dexter talked about a potential match between Engin Terzi and Robert Baxter. Dexter Tan always mentions how many world titles Robert Baxter has won, which is true. But I don't think Robert has won any title in the senior division. While winning championships, while winning golds in Masters and Grandmasters is also no joke. It's a pretty serious deal. It is nowhere near winning the senior gold. And maybe Dexter doesn't know that. So that's why when they were saying that maybe Robert Baxter is the favorite against Engin Terzi if that match happens, because Robert is that much bigger than Engin. Engin weighs around 85 kilos and Robert is almost 110. I don't care what the weight difference is. I don't think Robert Baxter has any chance against Engin whatsoever. Especially when Engin Terzi is in form and he has started posting his physique updates and he's smiling while doing that. If Engin is doing that, you are in trouble no matter who you are. I have seen Robert Baxter practice pull against many top guys. He was doing surprisingly well even against Hermes Gasparini. How can I ignore that? But even then, I would say that Engin is going to be on another level. I would like to see this beef settling match, because I have seen Robert take some subtle jabs at Engin Terzi, like the previous organization gave Bacho Saginashvili pretty easy matches. He was given some layups. Nobody really knew how strong Bacho was, so we cannot really blame Engin Terzi for that. But Engin uploaded a recent video where he talked about his current shape, his future, and he said that he may return to competition. He's in good shape, about 80% of his peak shape already, when he hasn't even peaked for a match yet, and he has already called out a legendary arm wrestler for a super match. He won't take any names because that guy has not accepted the match yet. Is it Svetlana Gashevsky? Is it David Samushia? Or is it someone else? You take a guess in the comment section. They also talked about taking away Levan Saginashvili's world title under some certain conditions, which we will talk about later in this video. They also talked about the Devon versus Levan 3 match. But before that, let's talk about their comments on Ryan Bowen and Gennady Quikvinia. So Robert said that he had the full right and all of the reasons to go against Gennady in a legal way to stop his GVW organization. But he chose not to do that. And he didn't really need to do that. We kind of already knew that GVW is going to die after the first event. Nobody's going to buy their pay-per-view and they won't be able to sustain without that. Dexter mentioned how Ryan Bowen is still banned in India and also worldwide under WAF organization. Under none of the WAF affiliated organizations can Ryan compete. Robert said he has no personal issues with Ryan. He likes him as an athlete and also as a commentator, but the main obstacle is the WAF related ban. He simply cannot invite Ryan Bowen at any of his competitions. And I forgot to mention that Robert Baxter is also thinking about arm wrestling Neil Pickup. They both have kind of jokingly agreed for a super match. I would like to see that. They were shocked and impressed by Jeremy Parker's performance against Auden Larrett. And now Robert is thinking that instead of Auden facing Duan Bondman, it should be Jeremy Parker who goes against the young South African. Everyone in the polls underestimated Jeremy. In fact, everyone underestimated most of the winners of the previous East vs West event. The advice for the newer athletes who want to join East vs West was compete at the King of the Table events, the qualifying events, perform well at World Arm Wrestling Federation events, attend international major tournaments like Babayev Cup, Swiss Cup, etc. Make yourself visible to the organizers. Some East versus West China discussions were made. The September event, massive promotion is already planned in China. Current billboard footage is only a test version. More promotional videos are coming and they are expecting a significant mainstream style exposure in China. So the event will be a basketball arena. There will be full 360-degree seating, 360-degree jumbotron. Dexter believes it will be one of the most impressive East vs West productions ever. Devon Larrett vs Levan Saginashvili 3. We have already discussed how Devon wants 16 months for that match. So maybe now the match is about 15 months away. And the potential locations for that match are, first of all, as expected, Ottawa, Canada. It is maybe the best place as per Robert, but the arena may not be big enough to seat the crowd that Devon Larrett and Levan Saginashvili are going to attract. That's why the second option is Toronto and the third option is Montreal. Robert believes that that event is going to break all attendance records and maybe all pay-per-view records too. He didn't say that, but I think so. The Canadian and USA media will be covering that event more than any event in the history. And adding Wild Horse Matt Mas to the Canadian card, that will be a great touch too. Before that, there will be an event in Vegas on December 12th. So Matt Mask's possible opponents were Leonidas Arcona, Irakli Zirakashvili, and even Alijan Muratov. Initially, we were not sure how good Alijan's right is. It is still pretty good. He did stop a much heavier Richard Bondman, so I'm still not sure if Matt is ready for Alijan's right arm or not. But surely Alijan isn't going to like flash pin Matt Mask or anything like that. They were also talking about Gary Goodridge versus John Brzezinski rematch. No, I would not like to see that. Gary hasn't arm wrestled in decades and John Brzezinski is still pretty strong. I would rather like to see John versus maybe Auden Larrett next year or John versus Duan Borman rather than the John versus Gary Goodridge match. And then the title defense topic where they discussed Levan's title, where they discussed Ivan Matushenko versus Michael Todd. So Robert's view was the 12-month time to defend your title is only an unwritten rule. It's not official because it cannot be applied to every single possible situation. In some case, like for example, Levan Saginashvili, there are no worthy opponents for him. So if East versus West doesn't give Levan a match, how can they be taking away his title? On the other hand, in some classes that are highly competitive and there are athletes lined up to take the title away from you, you cannot be sitting on the title even for 1 year. If East versus West wants, they may take away your title in just 8, 9 months, 6 months time. So that's why they have given Ivan Matyushenko the time until December, and that's when they think he should be able to defend his title. I think not even December, they have given him the time to defend the title in the China event, which is in September. But Levan can keep his title up until December because Vitaly will be ready by then. As of now, Devon is not ready and Vitaly is also not ready. But no matter what happens, even if there are some visa issues or if someone else gets injured or something like that, still in December, Levan's title will be taken away from him if he doesn't defend it. So Bacho Saginashvili is not competing even in the Georgia event, the upcoming event, because he is prioritizing WAF. He wants to win the WAF Worlds, which is going to happen in India. He does not want to risk any injury before going into the WAF competition, which will be in late part of October this year. Kirill Sarychev update. So Kirill Sarychev is interested in arm wrestling, but he wants more preparation time, even to face Leonidas. That's the match that Robert wants. It is kind of surprising that a couple of years ago, Kirill was saying that in just 2 years' time, he can beat anyone in this world. But in 2 years' time, he needs more time to beat Leonidas Arcona.
First, I will beat your guy.
Okay,
And then I will beat you. Okay?
Brian's not my
That's the
guy.
deal?
Brian's not my guy. I'll help Brian, but
Even Robert was like, Kirill is underestimating his arm wrestling potential. Yes, I totally understand that he may not have trained at all in these 2 years. But if he has the potential to become the best, he shouldn't require too much time to defeat Leonidas Arcona. And that's all I have for this video. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I will see you again soon.